If you have seen a screaming middle-aged wine mom all over your social media and you have no idea what is going on, do not worry, I'm here to clear up all of the confusion. So as you all probably know by now, the Democrat Party is officially the party of geriatrics and the suburban wine moms. I mean, just take a look at who flooded the streets during the No Kings protests. I did not see very many people under the age of 65, and that is saying something. And now it seems that the liberals have officially found a new leader. And no, it is not a BLM activist leader. No, it is not a outspoken, brave Gen Z climate activist. It is a Karen, and her name is Jennifer Welch. Now, before we talk about how insane she truly is, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all the things we're doing here on the channel. All right, let's just dive right into this. To jog your memory, we have actually seen Jennifer on the show before. She has been a guest. She didn't intend to be a guest, but I made her a guest by featuring her on the show. Remember the woman that made herself so angry over Cracker Barrel that she almost puked? Yeah, that is Jennifer. Let's watch.
When the felon is the teeny weeny mushroom cock piece of shit, Kankle's McTaco tits at the top of the ticket. I have fucking had it from top to bottom. White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism. Get your fat asses out of the Mexican restaurant. Get your fat asses over to Cracker Barrel, because nobody wants to see your fucking smug ass, teeny weeny pink arm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. I think you get the gist of who this woman is. And hopefully you remember that little lovely tidbit from our episode where we talked about Cracker Barrel. Anyway, the point being, Jennifer is a delight. I mean, obviously, she is a peach and she is the personification of the modern political left. And I am not just saying that as an outsider. This is literally what people are saying. They see her as the future. One person said, the Joe Rogan of the left, they're literally calling her Joe Rogan of the left, is a twang accent mom from Oklahoma. And honestly, that's really refreshing. Is it though? Like, is that actually like a good thing? Somebody commented and said the left's Joe Rogan is an encapsulation of everyone's annoying divorced aunt. Makes sense. Yeah, well, again, that's just who the modern left has become. Again, geriatric, bored wine mom. She's a perfect representation for what the party has become. And honestly, it's a little embarrassing. Like, honestly, in 2020, you went from having the Gen Z vote, having all of these activists. You were the rebellion. It was so edgy. It was so cool. And now it's your grandparents' political party. That's really not a good look. Anyway, moving on. Another person said, I think people are underestimating just how much her endorsement in the 2028 primaries will matter. God help us all if that's real. Somebody commented and said, yeah, that'll get the men back. Yeah, maybe this will help push men even further to the right. Like, I know you have all the women right now, but you know you have a man problem. Jennifer Welch is not going to help that. Anyway, this woman might be a savior, hashtag girl boss to some, to half the country, but for a lot of people online like myself, we are just scrolling through her videos wondering where the hell she came from. And I am here to tell you, guys, she came from Bravo. She is a former reality TV star that has now transitioned her way into podcasting, as everyone does these days. And no hate, I'm sitting here with a microphone in front of my face. I'm being honest, I'm being self-aware. That is not a dig. I'm respecting the hustle because this woman seems determined to be famous, to have all eyes on her if it kills her. Anyway, Jennifer, she is from Oklahoma, and she did 2 seasons of a show called Sweet Home that she starred in. It followed her and her best friends in their crazy, unconventional lives in Oklahoma. Let's watch the trailer.
When you think of Oklahoma, you think
flyover state. Republican.
Backward ass.
people that voted for Bush
Twice.
and Trump for real.
Hickville.
Jesus.
Cows.
Enchiladas.
I don't think of enchiladas.
Cheese,
Of Oklahoma.
enchiladas.
But Oklahoma is not what you think it is.
I absolutely love Oklahoma City.
I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Not smell her armpit. We have boundary-free relationships.
Anybody want to give me a pelvic exam?
Oh, for God's sakes, there's not any panties.
All right, so that basically gives you a taste. And about 10 seconds later in the trailer, it just becomes even more obscene. The F-bombs are flying. These women are foul-mouthed. They are the cool, liberal, edgy. We're not like the other Okies. We're not like everybody else in backwards Oklahoma. So anyway, I'm showing that to you guys to show that this woman has not changed. Now, Sweet Home Oklahoma came out back in 2017. She was obviously already talking about Trump and the backwards hicks that she was living amongst in Oklahoma, and that has only gotten more intense as the years have gone on and Trump's presidency has continued. And in 2022, she and her Bravo co-star started a podcast called I've Had It. And that brings us to where we are today. This is where all of these insane clips are coming from. And it's so funny to me because this podcast was marketed as this like feel-good, hilarious, comedic ladies protest, but it has quickly turned into one of the most radically politically charged podcasts where Jennifer cavalierly wishes death upon her political opponents. Just watch.
Look at this clip of a wine mom at the No Kings March. Play the clip.
Whatever his name was?
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him is horrible. Horrible.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses. Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well, I'm
would
so
you be
sorry.
glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
So first of all, let's just zoom in on Jennifer's face right now. She is watching this clip. She is laughing. She is laughing as this wine mom, who she's, accepting as one of her own, saying, look at this wine mom at the No Kings protest, laughing as she says, yes, I would wish death upon you. Yes, you do the same thing as Charlie Kirk. I don't really care if you die because he was awful. And you are too. And she's sitting there behind her stupid little microphone in her tiny little square, laughing, smirking about the entire thing. But that's not the worst. Let's keep going.
So listen up, Democratic establishment. You can either jump on board with this shit or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA.
So she just said, you need to be on board with this rhetoric, or I, as a Democrat, am coming after you. Guys, this is the party of love and light and tolerance and unity and listening and learning and making ourselves all better. We just all want to be together and love each other. You guys are all bigots. Meanwhile, she's sitting on a podcast saying, the Democrat establishment, the politicians, if you don't get behind this woman who is saying she is wishing death upon a random person who she does not know with a microphone, then we are going to come after you. That is insane. This is deranged behavior. I mean, Jennifer is literally smirking throughout this entire video. She is demanding the Democrats more broadly get on board with this kind of rhetoric, to get on board with radicalization. And this is such an insane ask considering how aggressive and hostile the rhetoric already is. Like, is it not enough for you that Jay Jones is seriously wishing death upon his political opponents, a Republican family? Is it not enough for you that Tim Walz is sitting on stage laughing about hoping that Donald Trump dies? For Gavin Newsom to sit on his podcast and say, we need to go out in the streets and punch these mother effers in the mouth? Apparently not. And that is exactly what we are dealing with here. And yes, everything I just said is totally real. You can fact check it all on Ground News. Now, unlike other platforms, Ground News doesn't push or suppress information to influence your perception. Their app and website pull in the world's perspective on today's biggest issues, so you see what facts are being covered, ignored, what biases are influencing both. And probably the clearest example of this and their coolest feature is their blind spot feed, where you can see what stories are being suppressed by both the left and the right, so that you get the full picture of everything going on in the world on a certain day. And lucky for you guys, I partner with Ground News to get you full access to the truth for 40% off. That is $5 a month for the same Vantage plan that I have been using for the last year when you go to groundnews.com/Brett or scan the QR code on the screen. This app is how we hold the powerful accountable. Now, we can also hold the powerful accountable through the Second Amendment. And my friends over at Silencer Shop are out there fighting for that right every single day. And they also fight to bring you the best suppressors for your firearms, the one upgrade that instantly makes your guns perform quieter with more accuracy and less recoil. And yes, before you ask, suppressors are 100% legal in most states, and Silencer Shop has simplified the entire process. You just pick your suppressor, you make an account, you sign a couple forms, and they handle all the heavy lifting. Alex and I just went through this process with them. We got a great suppressor. We love it. I know that you guys will love it as well. You can get your suppressor in just a few days and get back to shooting. They have helped hundreds of thousands of shooters doing it. So if you're ready to make your shooting experience smarter, safer, and seriously more fun, head on over to silencershop.com/Cooper to get started. Silencer Shop, because shooting suppressed just makes you better. Anyway, back to Jennifer Welch and her podcast, and a woman that is never silent. I don't think she's been silent since she got her microphone. Hasan Piker went on their podcast this summer. Hasan Piker, who is very much left-wing, he is extremely progressive, extremely radical, and even he looked frightened when standing next to these women.
I'm honored to be on the most radical progressive podcast in North America.
That's right.
This is the headquarters. This is the headquarters of the actual resistance, and not like the 2016 era resistance liberalism, like the real resistance.
And the best part of this clip is that Hassan is like, haha, kind of joking, sort of joking, maybe. Like he's not really, but he's being tongue in cheek. Jennifer is sitting there and she's like, yeah, absolutely. And then you have to hear what she says next.
You are in the epicenter of it. We are not fucking around. We have had it from top to bottom, and we're calling every motherfucker out.
And that's when Hassan starts to look a little scared. He's like, oh, wait, she actually took me seriously. He's like looking off screen like, oh, God, like what have I gotten myself into? Dude, I would also be scared too. I do not blame you. This woman is extremely frightening. She seems drunk all the frickin' time. I believe you. And also, I just wanted to play this clip because it speaks volumes when Hassan Piker is sitting on your podcast saying that this is the most progressive show, that this is the epicenter of radically progressive left-wing politics, that this is the headquarters of the new Democratic Party. And honestly, I don't think he's wrong, but is that like a good thing? But again, are you like genuinely surprised by any of this? Like, I think Hassan is probably right, considering that the party has been co-opted by MSNBC fans and assisted living residents. Like, that is what the Democrats are dealing with in 2025. Anyway, Jennifer, she is a Karen. She is a Karen who looks like she is perpetually on a brink of a Trump derangement syndrome breakdown. But to be honest, if you guys have been on social media this week, I'm sure that you've seen that her attention has been directed at a different individual. This week, she was suffering from Riley Gaines' derangement syndrome. Just watch.
Riley Gaines, all you do is hate on people. You are wound up like a cheap clock over trans people. You show them no grace, no compassion. You defend billionaires. You cheer and celebrate when children are zip tied. You're an insufferable twat. Nobody likes you. And no matter what, you will always have been the dumb bitch that tied for 5th place. And the only place that you could get a job is at bottom feeder Fox News, you insufferable twat. Nobody likes you except for the other fake Christians that enjoy in their spare time watching children get zip tied.
Now, honestly, guys, I hate to say it, I might need to go watch her reality TV show because genuinely I'm watching these clips. And even though I am on the opposing political side and I do not want to be part of this whatsoever, I think I would enjoy her show because this is true insanity. My favorite part of the entire video was her sitting there where she said that Riley's entire brand is hating people, that she's wound up like a cheap clock. Jennifer, have you taken a look in the mirror lately? Like the last time I checked, this was you every day talking about Republicans, talking about people that you hate. So maybe we should do some reflection, maybe go have like a meditation retreat. I don't know, but I do not think you should be the one sitting here preaching to others about somebody who has hate in her heart. Like based on the photos of you, based on all these videos, I should have been you for Halloween. And anyway, moving on, I honestly think that Riley should be proud of that description. She is clearly impactful enough to have become such a massive thorn in Jennifer's side, and that's all that we can hope for in 2025, to be honest, guys. Well, that and protecting gay rights. We do need to work on that in 2025 because I'm sorry to tell you all, but the left-wing podcasters, guys, they become pretty problematic. I don't know. I've been watching all these clips and it's just pretty unfortunate. Like somebody needs to tell Jennifer that in 2025, it is not appropriate to use the word gay as a slur anymore. And yet here she is.
He refuses to swear her in. And the reason, America, the reason world, that he refuses to swear her in is because little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson worships 2 things: Donald Trump and his closeted life. And he will go to the ends of the earth to do anything for Kanks, for this dementia-ridden, diaper-wearing sack of shit.
And by the way, Kanks is her name for Donald Trump. And if you want to know where that comes from, let's just go ahead and play that clip.
The felon is the teeny-weeny mushroom cock piece of shit, Kankles McTaco tits at the top of the ticket.
Classy. What a nice description from Jennifer Welch. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out before we move into this next extremely problematic clip where she's also calling another person gay, I just want to say, she had that line in there where she was talking about Trump and she was calling him, you know, a dementia diaper-wearing piece of shit, whatever it is. Did she say anything about Biden, the president that is actually suffering from dementia? Did that concern her at all, or is it just a Trump thing? Because I remember, just this time last year when Americans, like myself, were actually concerned for Joe Biden. We were concerned for our country and voters and the American populace, but we were also concerned for a very old man that was obviously being used. Did you care then? Were you calling him a piece of shit? No, I don't think so. I think that this is just derangement syndrome. Anyway, moving on, we have to see what she said about JD Vance, because again, Jennifer, problematic.
And then you get to JD Vance, who is a failed drag queen. He is. He is a failed drag queen. He wanted to be a drag queen. He couldn't do it. He wasn't fabulous enough. He goes off to Peter Thiel's gay boot camp in Silicon Valley, and he comes out like a sociopathic, queer-eyed freak show.
What is, I'm watching this clip, and I know she's trying to be funny, and I know that she's trying to be shocking, but where is it even coming from? What truth is there? I know that the Peter Thiel stuff is true, but how are you getting to drag queen? How are you getting to literally any of this? It's so insane. Also, it reminds me of that article or a series of articles that came out this spring where they were saying Democrats, you need to swear more. You need to be edgy. We need to get back on our game. You need to be tough, all this stuff. You gave them Jennifer? You have Tim Walz going, all F. Jennifer's out here going, we're not going to lose to these dorks. Failed drag queen. What is happening? This is just an insane strategy. Anyway, the irony here, the reason why I wanted to show you guys those two clips, because the irony is just too perfect. The new leader of the loving, intolerant party is attacking people by calling them gay. How the tables have turned, Jennifer. Look where we are now. I mean, this is almost as funny to me as a white woman now being the leader of the Democrats. That would have been so racist, so problematic back in 2020. So we've really all grown. Pat on the back, snaps to all of us that this is now allowed. Anyway, the comments under that video were truly hysterical. The way that she's leading into so many homophobic stereotypes while pretending to be woke is peak cognitive dissonance. What an out-of-touch hag. Somebody else said, the tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen, using their own beloved identity groups as a punchline. Yes, that is the main point here. They don't actually care about immigrants. They just want your vote. They want you to feel like you are part of their community, like you are important to them so that you vote for them, and then they will toss you in the trash when it is advantageous to them. And we're seeing this on full display with lovely Jennifer. Somebody else commented and said, so homophobia is okay when the left does it. Got it. Exactly. Another woman said, Jennifer Welch, we must protect democracy from hate. Also Jennifer Welch, JD Vance is a failed drag queen who went to gay boot camp. The Democrats' allyship arc is really something. Yeah, it's not real. And per usual, the jokes just write themselves. We could have predicted this years ago. We were talking about it. Them claiming to be loving and tolerant, to be allies. None of it was real. People like her, they spend all of their time pointing fingers at us saying that we're so bigoted, we're so awful, that we're setting back human rights. Meanwhile, every insult of hers is laden with, you're a queer. And it's not just her. Just a few days ago, Don Lemon was on a podcast and said that Megyn Kelly looks trans. And that was an insult.
Is Megyn Kelly chopped?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what is chopped. I've heard it, but I don't know what that means. What does chopped mean?
She's gonna get mad at me, dude. I don't know if I want this heat.
What does chopped mean?
Chopped means not hot.
Yeah, she's chopped. I don't know, the whole MAGA look.
It's all the MAGA ladies.
Too much.
Kind of looks like a Barbie doll covered in WD-40.
I think she looks trans.
Let's end on that note.
She looks clockable.
Okay, the best part of this video is that the two podcast hosts go, oh yeah, no. Oh, that's not great. And they're like, okay, we can end this. And Don leans in. He's like, yeah, she looks clockable. She looks trans. Don? I thought that trans women were beautiful and perfect. I thought that they actually were women, and you are now criticizing their appearance. Don doesn't seem very progressive or woke or inclusive to me. Somebody commented and said Don Lemon is a gay man, so I wouldn't expect him to recognize a hot woman, and he is also a liberal, so I wouldn't expect him to know what a woman is. Another person said, sooner or later, the mask always slips. Yes, and not to get off track here, but reality always prevails. By using that insult, you are saying that you think Megyn Kelly looks fake and does not look like a real woman, because trans women are and will always be biological men, and there is no changing that. So while I disagree on your assessment with Megyn, because I think she's beautiful, maybe we agree there. Anyway, moving on, back to Jennifer. Her rise to popularity, guys, it should not be surprising to anyone. She is speaking to the modern Democrat Party, the majority right now, who are adult women, suburban moms, the most left left-wing, most radically left-wing group in history. She is quippy, she is vicious, she is very Bravo, very reality TV, so obviously that group of women is going to love her. Now the men, as I said earlier, probably not so much. That's probably not helping the Democrats' case right now. They're gonna have to continue trying out different strategies for them. Cough, cough. That strategy is not Pete Buttigieg or Tim Walz. Please find a straight man to speak to the straight men of America. That would be very helpful. Anyway, back to the point, Jennifer should be frightening to lots of Democrats because she is also incredibly anti-establishment. Like, she is calling out her own party as well every single day. She's calling out Chuck Schumer and Cory Booker. She hates them. She has had it, and she's not afraid to tell them. And with the influence that she is gaining, I think that the Pelosi and the Biden types, they are about to have another thing coming, and they should be prepared. And this is interesting to me because we are seeing this on both sides. Both sides are becoming increasingly anti-establishment, increasingly radical, you could say. People on the right and the left are tired of this globalist uniparty that spends all of their time squabbling in Congress over ridiculous bills, increasing our debt, lining their own pockets, rather than working for the American people. And so while I think that Jennifer is ridiculous, while I think that she is insufferable and hateful and awful, even though kind of entertaining, I will say, I would watch her on reality TV, I do think that she is speaking to a majority of Americans. And so while, again, I think that she is a bit of a miserable hag and drinks wine for breakfast, I would not write her off. Just like people should not write off AOC and should not have written off Mamdani. Like, they are the future of the left, whether you like it or not. So everybody needs to put down their glasses of wine and buckle up. If you made it all the way to the end of this episode, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun putting it together, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button because this channel only exists because of you. And if you're in the mood for more, I've got even more episodes right here that I think you'll love.